now it's time to introduce our community moment, and it is my absolute pleasure to be introducing the lovely Erin Eaton. Thank you, yes, who I am lucky enough to call a friend. I asked for 3 words to describe Erin, and she actually went to her husband for these, so I thought they were very apt, though. Bold, social butterfly, and flirty. Guilty as charged. And I asked if she had a warning label, what would that be? And she knows more than she says, but she only says what needs to be known. So.
Mysterious, right?
Mysterious.
Thank you, Josh. Oh, that's weird. Hey, party people, what's up? So I need to preface this community moment by telling you I was going to do cool slides and like be super active with it, but life happened, so that did not. But I did bring some fun visual aids. We'll get to it in a minute. So my husband Andy and I have been coming to Oasis for just about a year now. Neither one of us had traumatic religious experiences growing up. We just needed to find some like-minded people that we could hang out with, and this has filled that void in our lives. So we're very, very glad to be part of this community, and I'm a little nervous to be up here, but it's going to be great. When I signed up to do this community moment, like 3 months ago, I was going to do one about non-judgment. That's something that everybody struggles with, is judging people. I judge people. Everybody judges people. It's sort of part of my job to judge people. I'll get to that in a minute. But it's important for us to realize, and I was going to reference Alex Autry's community moment if you guys are here for that, James Morgan's speech about just because people are Christian doesn't mean they're crazy. I paraphrase a little bit, sorry about that. And last week she did some talk about not judging people, and I was going to paraphrase all that and quote people and be fantastic and tie it all together. And we're driving to church, because that's what we call it at my house, is church. We're driving to church like a month ago, and my husband, said something. Andy has no pop culture references to speak of, and he said something that blew my mind, like blew my brains out of my head. So I had to totally change my topic of conversation, hence the visual aids. For this to make sense to everybody, I need to give you a little bit of background about myself. Mid-Missouri, born and raised, went to church every Sunday because that's what you do in mid-Missouri, plus my mom was a single mom and she needed the adult conversation. I'm chatty. 7-year-olds don't talk about the same thing grown-ups talk about. So she needed to get some adult conversation. So we went to church. I went to youth group. It was fine, so all my friends did. So again, no traumatic religious experience as a kid. Just as I grew older, stopped going because you're hungover on Sundays. You don't want to go to church. And I saw good things happen to bad people and bad things happen to good people. And so that started the questioning of, well, if there's this all-knowing, why does that make sense? So that's what got me where I'm at now in my religious, spiritual life, which is irrelevant to my talk. Good things happen to bad people, bad things happen to good people. Okay, so fast forward a little bit to 2008-ish. Andy and I have just gotten reconnected. That's a topic for another community moment. I'm bartending for a living, loved every minute of it. It was the funnest job I've ever had. And some friends working with, decided we were gonna go to the midnight showing of The Dark Knight. 2008-ish, I think. Don't quote me on that. I'm a closet nerd. Maybe not move. Is walking a problem, JJ? If I walk, does it? Okay, because I have to walk. Closet nerd, went to Dark Knight, midnight showing, and I was obsessed. Instantly, immediately obsessed with Batman. He was cool. The Christian Bale Batman is my favorite. I don't care what anybody says. He was mean, he was dark, he was brooding, he was powerful. It was fantastic. The Heath Ledger character, also cool, but Batman, that was my dude, Batman. It became like an ongoing joke in my family. When we go to Starbucks, Andy puts Alfred on his cup because if I'm Batman, clearly he's Alfred. And I went a little crazy with my obsession. I mean, visual aid time, exciting. Batman Build-A-Bear? Yeah, this sits on my dresser at home. Not even, I'm 39 years old. Keep that in mind. Batman wristband, because the corporate chain restaurant bar I was working at, I couldn't have tattoos. And so when I got my first tattoo on my arm, I had to cover it up with I said, well, I'm gonna wear Batman. Batman shirt, this is actually a really funny shirt. It says, and if you flip it up, it's like the Batman mask. This has been fun for me for several reasons. That's a separate issue. Anyway, so I go about my life thinking I'm Batman, right? And I get back into the social work world. That's what I do for a living. In my real world, I'm a social worker. And through the course of joining Oasis and some other decisions Andy and I have made recently, we've gotten the opportunity to meet a lot of new people, all the time new people. And when you're getting to know someone, you ask them, what do you do for a living? It's just topic of conversation, right? I hate when I get that question. Hate it, like really hate it. Because I say, I'm a social worker. That is the basic truth, that I'm a social worker. But then Andy gives this, So then I have to tell people, and I'm going to say this to all of you, so listen closely. I work for the Salvation Army. Right? That's the look I get from everybody. Ugh. I do. I work for a faith-based organization, and it's fine. My program is a homeless shelter for kids who have been sexually abused and neglected. We are far, far away from the politics of the Salvation Army. Anybody that wants to talk to me about that, see me after. We'll talk for hours about it. But I don't like that question, what do you do for a living? Because then I talk about the babies that are hurt and the sexual abuse, and I get this, you're so strong. And I'm like, no, it's just my job. I love it. I go do it. I studied it for years, whatever. So then that kind of fueled the Batman thing, right? Like I'm a secret superhero because I can't tell people what I really do because then I get the look. And I don't like the look. So I'm going on with my life, and I'm identifying with Batman, and I am Bruce Wayne minus the gajillion dollars. I'm still working on that. Social workers don't get paid very much. But it's fueling my Batman. I'm Batman. I'm Bruce Wayne. And then, so now fast forward to like 3 weeks ago, and I'm having this conversation with Andy about Batman, because that's what we talk about. He's a total nerd. We talk about stuff like that all the time. And I just go, and I'm talking about being Batman, and he goes, Erin, I love you. I love you too. You're not Batman. What? And he goes, what is it about Batman that you like? He's dark, he's mysterious, no one knows his true identity. He like saves lives, and he's like, yeah, that's not you. Okay. He goes, tell me what you like about Iron Man. Well, he's loud, he's brash, he's offensive, he's powerful. I'm Iron Man. Dude, blew my brains out of the car. I'm like, so then we go shopping, and now this sits on my desk at work. I'm Iron Man. It's so cool. It's so cool. Because I'm not dark. Anyone that knows me has spoke to me for 5 seconds. I'm not dark. I don't brood. Sometimes I brood. I don't brood a lot. Not powerful. I like to think that I am because I'm the boss at work, but I have no power. But I am brash and loud and cocky and offensive and open to everything, and it's wonderful. So this, I'm gonna wrap it up. I had a rough outline in my head and it didn't go where I thought it was gonna go, which is the story of my life, which is fine. I just encourage everybody out here to find your inner superhero. And this, I'm gonna tie it back into the non-judgment. Watch me now. So you may think you're like, I'm Superman, but then you're gonna sit down and think about it and talk to someone who really knows you, and you're gonna be like, dude, I'm Wonder Woman, and that's cool too. So find your inner superhero, embrace it, love it, and it's gonna change as life goes on, because that's what happens in life. Everything changes from one day to the next, and it's gonna be fine. Just embrace your inner superhero. That's my moment.